Hi, my name's Richard Clauson. I'm a member of the Castle Forbes Bay Landcare group, and we're standing in what we call Harwoods Common. This area has become, over many years, a kind of weed dump. As we look around, we can see massive crack willow trees that have just grown up in an area that's become a swamp. There's practically every weed you can imagine. As we walk around, we'll see more of them. Thistles, fuchsias, foxgloves, holly trees. So our group, about 10 years ago, decided we'd start to clean it up a little bit to get rid of the weeds. Secondly, to make it a usable area for the locals around here, and the satisfaction of the locals in clearing it and using it was a major benefit. There are still native trees, native wattles, native sassafras that are here, and blackwoods. Native fauna is coming back into the area. We've seen, for instance, down in here, the very pretty pink robin, which is not seen a lot. All sorts of birds are coming down because we're clearing out and allowing the insects to go back into the area and the birds to come back in the area. You can see in front of us where we've been pushing up the piles of crack willow we've knocked down. And we build them up, clear all around it, and then we light the fire. We will be ringing up Tas Fire to let them know that we're having a fire, when we light it and when it'll be out. All to the right, it's nice and clear, and then the crack willows are still growing on the left. What we've done is cut the trees down on the right, and you'll see young plantings behind where the hard-working Landcarers are. We've planted trees in order to re-establish. Our next move is to cut down those big crack willows you saw, and when they're gone, then we keep planting, but we don't like to plant and then just crash the trees on top of them. We have our Landcare meetings here and other functions, so it's starting to be used, even not just by the Landcare group, but we do that, but other people come down here, and often we have a badminton net set up. Just this side of Harwoods Road, we've had an excavator in with council support, to dig a drain right down to the rivulet, and that drain now takes the water all off where we are, all off where we're standing, and that's allowed us to start preparing the land like it is now, and therefore it'll be much more usable, maybe even for a local cricket match in the future, who knows. It would take a lifetime for the group to just look after this area, but we're keen, we're dedicated, and we'll get it slowly. That's just the way to go. If we get a huge influx of recruits, it could be done much quicker. The working bees we have here, we could have up to a dozen people that are living in just this area, and they're kind of taking ownership of it, which is really good. I mean, it's a part of their community now. When we do things, we get a satisfaction out of it because it enthuses you to keep doing more. By making this little breakaway through here, we can see how good it's going to look, and then we'll just clean it back into there and then join it all up. There's platypus in here, and the native rock lobster, a tiny little thing, and little fish going up and down the river all the time. One thing we have found as we've cleaned up is the amount of rubbish that was in here. I don't know how many years ago, but locals probably used it as an old vehicle graveyard. And here we've put a seat that we acquired from the council, but it's lovely to come and sit down here and see the river or the creek down in front of us. We haven't cleared out these trees yet because we need to plant some more of the native species to make sure, as I say, we keep this bank together. We have a blue gum we planted earlier this year, and that's going to grow up in this space. It's going to be beautiful. But they're the sorts of trees that should be here. One of the locals has thoughtfully and colourfully put the Harwoods Common sign on it. And here we have an example of probably what many of the locals used to do down here. They just put their beer bottles just about anywhere. Now, for a home brewer, that's quite a good one. This is an old Tasma bottle, crown seal, clean it up, fill it with some home brew, bring it over, and you're a treasured man. Getting the community to use it and become involved in it is good environmentally, but equally it's good for the community itself, because the local people are coming down, they're meeting their neighbours, they're working together, and things happen from that. People start supporting each other and helping each other, and it just builds a really nice community spirit. And when you see something like this happening where people can use it, and not just the community, but other people start using it, the car park to walk up to the falls. So I think that's very satisfying for the group.